Hello, my name is Raúl García, and I want to start my exposition talking about history that happened to me days ago. I met one of my cousins and he asked me, Raúl, how is the biology of Cerceso? And I answered him, you can learn the biology of Cerceso by two ways. The first one, by memorizing all, you will get your knowledge, but only few days. And the other one is by learning and understanding what you're learning. I said, what would you prefer? And that's the question I'm going to ask you now, and then think about it when I finish my intervention. I want to start talking about the digestive, because I think it is one of the most relevant systems in our body. I'm going to start by asking you a simple question. How many kilograms of food do you think we eat only in a day? Hands up for between half and a kilo, between a kilo and a half, more than 2 kilos. Actually, it is between 1 and more or less 3 kilos each day. That is, in 1 month, more than 400 kilograms. And in all our life, how many tons do you think do we eat? Maybe 15? 20? More than 35? Actually, it is between 35 tons and 50 tons. That is, for making you an example, 2 fire trucks or 3 times the weight of the bed of the Big Ben. The digestive system is one of the most complex systems that we can find in our body. It is composed of 8 different organs that, if we put all together, it could measure 8 meters. We can divide the digestive system by 2 different parts. And the main function of it is to transform different foods into nutrients, such as, for example, proteins, carbohydrates, fat, vitamins, etc. The 2 main complex structures that we can find in the digestive system are the gastrointestinal tract, that measures more than 8 meters, and if we extend all, it could measure between 30 and 40 meters square. That is the half of a basketball chart. And the other one are the accessory glands, that are the salivary glands, the liver, and the pancreas, that are the organs that secrete their secretions into the gastrointestinal tract. The digestive process is also complex, but did you think that the digestive process starts inside the mouth or outside the mouth? Okay, actually, it doesn't start inside the mouth, it starts outside the mouth when our brain receives stimulus of the food that stimulates the creation of saliva in the salivary glands located in these parts of the mouth. We humans consume and create more or less 1.5 liters of saliva each day. When our food is inside our mouth, it mixes with saliva, creating the bolus, that is the mixes between the food and the saliva. Inside our mouth, here is the bolus, the saliva does not only create the bolus, the saliva also have enzymes that are substances that destroy the food, breaking it down into proteins. And the saliva contains enzymes that break down starch. Now that we have swallowed our food, also we have teeth in our mouth, so we chew this food, making it properly for absorbing to our organism. In the esophagus, there is the peristaltic movement, that is the movement that consists of the contraction of the walls of the esophagus, making the bolus to pass to the stomach. In the stomach, the walls of the stomach contract and relax, crushing the food, and also the stomach secretes other substances that break down proteins. Now it's the turn of the accessory glands. In this part between the stomach and the small intestine, the substances released by the accessory glands are released. So we can break down fats into fatty acids and glycerol, we can break down proteins into amino acids, and we can break down carbohydrates into glucose in this part. Now, after start talking about the large intestine, I'm going to explain you how our organism absorbs all those nutrients. This is the interior of our small intestine. It is composed, as you see, as small hairs called villi that absorb all that nutrients that our organism have prepared from the foods. Here is an explanation more complex that what is the absorption of food. Here you have the nutrients that go inside the bloodstream for eating our cells. But there is an exception. Fats doesn't go directly to the bloodstream. They go to the lymphatic vessels that are another type of system related with the circulatory system but independent in some tones. But now we have three principal materials left: fiber, water, and dead cells. What we can do with those scraps, with those materials? Okay, actually we don't have it, we cannot absorb it, so we secrete it by making stool, that is the accumulation of the two substances. I am going to say something. The water is also absorbed, but there are some exceptions. Also, not all the proteins, not all the vitamins are absorbed by our body, and also they are on the stool. I hope you have learned lots of things about the gastrointestinal process, one of the most complex processes that occurs in our body, and actually is one of the most relevant systems that we can find in our body. I started asking you a question. I think most of you have think about the question, and I think that you were able to look for the answer of that question that I answered, and thank you so much.